Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scott Pollock, Chief Editor of the Critical Post Chicago, reporting. Welcome to another edition of the Critical Post Chicago Report. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the Critical Post Chicago. We appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just completed an investigation into the persecution of a woman's family, one Ms. Carol Keihn, who lives in Richmond, Indiana. Now you can read and see the full detail of that report at the head page of the Critical Post Chicago. But in summation, this woman's family came under attack by local police and SWAT authorities subsequent to investigating a wrongful foreclosure brought forward by a circuit court in Wayne County, Indiana, city of Richmond, against her daughter. The local police arrested her grandson on trumped-up drug charges and has kept him in jail for over 150 days. Her daughter's next residence, after leaving the house where she held a mortgage, had also been SWAT-teamed on false drills, helicopters and all. What Miss Keihn had found was that a circuitous route of straw foreclosures for other unrelated properties, satisfying straw weed liens, which are fines cut for uncut grass in abandoned properties, and straw tax warrants, and was occurring under her daughter's name, wherein a judge, an elected public official, one Mr. Gregory Alton Horn, was not only party to the straw foreclosure conspiracy and fraud, but personally was benefiting in the court action, forming a conflict of interest, but was also part of a more massive deception, benefiting the county's seat and city of Richmond's treasuries through HUD and bank trust account redemption programs. In short, the judge knew and was aware of this particular type of cash register activity and was actively using Ms. Kehn's daughter's wrongful foreclosure court action as part of the activity known as redocketing. Redocketing, as so noted by an administrative assistant in the county seat's land records office to Ms. Keihn at the time of her investigation, is a method whereby another method known as anchor dating is being used to open new straw case actions by the court and keep track of where to use new check requests, which are not lawfully forthcoming in actual matters, from HUD redemption programs and check requests to a bank trust's land title insurance policies. Since that point in time, other concerned citizens around the country have found other copies of the same procedure found by Ms. Keihn occurring in their respective court systems, indicating that a massive systematic fraud of straw foreclosure activity is netting the circuit court systems throughout the American landscape untold vast sums of revenue streams unbeknownst to the public. The system is a cash register activity that benefits judges, prosecuting attorneys, and county clerks' offices, which add to the bottom lines of any particular county's comprehensive annual financial report balance sheet of cash assets on hand. In short, ladies and gentlemen, it's a profit center for these counties and cities where this can be proven to be a common occurrence. The courts then serve merely as cashiers, and they have a biased interest to perform this activity. The net aggregate effect is that folks who find themselves in foreclosure activity are none the wiser, though their names and derivatives of their names are being used in straw cases concerning nothing more than a fraud being committed upon the aforementioned accounts in the name of false, unlawful activity being perpetrated by the circuit courts. So far, though Ms. Keihn has notified the FBI and the Office of the Inspector General in Washington, D.C., these officials and their agencies have done nothing of any consequence by the federal authorities, and nothing seems to be taking place. Ladies and gentlemen, the Circuit Courts of America by association seem to be nothing more than a warrants action redemption cash register, which feeds county and city treasuries at the expense of the people who are none the wiser for what is actually occurring when they appear in these courts. Accordingly, people residing in America are not benefiting one iota by this activity because citizens are not being remunerated directly for what is occurring in the balance sheets of the government corporations whose boundaries they reside within. Rather, what seems to be the only result of this activity, found by Ms. Keihn and others, is that the pension programs for public officials, including police, judges, prosecutors, firemen, public school teachers, and school board administrative officials and emergency personnel, are being padded very generously, while the citizens year after year are being yet asked for more land taxes, sales taxes, fees, licenses, and fines revenues by their respective government corporations, though these quote-unquote governments are making a profit and not distributing this profit back to the people in any substantial manner. For more information regarding whether your name is being used in this manner by your circuit courts wherein you reside, you can contact Ms. Keihn, whose Facebook page profile and YouTube account is linked in the report filed by the Critical Post Chicago's reporter, Julia May. Stay tuned to the Critical Post Chicago for more on this and other fraud activity in the future where we follow the money. Again, this is Scott Pollock, Chief Editor of the Critical Post Chicago, reporting. That is all.